Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we're going to do a review on the CyLo Pro Rush Audio Wireless. A little long name, but I guarantee you it's definitely worthwhile by the time you listen to this full video. Now you can find these at Ross for $19.99, but the price normally is $50 if you look online, and it does of course vary because there are a lot of sales on Amazon and they probably have their own personal website, but I'm just letting you know where I actually purchased them. So with that being said, let me stop rambling. Let's hop right into this video, put the drop in, then let's get to it. Alrighty, so first things first, let me just say this right off the bat. Excuse my voice. I've been extremely exhausted from working and doing these videos. Normally I do them before I start work, but lately I've been actually working at home, setting up the middle office, doing a lot of reconfigurations and things like that and remodeling. So extremely tired, but I wanted to definitely get this review to you guys. And some of the things we're going to talk about in this particular video, the first thing we're going to do after unboxing it is we're going to do a sound profile. I'm going to do a recording, of course, hooked up to a PC so you could hear the quality of the recording directly from the audio. And also we're going to use Twitch Studio free software. I'm going to stream a game while I play it to actually give you guys an idea of how well it meshes with the sounds in the background. And of course, if you're used to recording, you already know you have to turn down the actual audio to the game itself so it doesn't overpower the actual headset. But some audio works better than others. Well, anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and tear this guy open. So this is exactly how it comes normally inside the box. Little piece of plastic you'll knock off right here. You do have the actual headset itself. So we're going to talk about the quality of that in a moment. We put that to the side. And underneath here, you have your books, of course. You have your power cord, which it is micro USB, unfortunately, but that's fine. And you do have your audio jack right here. Now, what I will say is it doesn't look like this one has any type of volume control. The particular cord that I use actually went to a different device. So if you have another 3.5 audio jack, you can use a different one, which I did. I didn't use the one that actually came inside the case because I wanted better options. And of course, this does have your voice assistant. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what these tracks, the functionality of this headset actually does. So let's push this to the side for now. Let's get that out of view. So right here, this is the actual headset itself. Actually, surprisingly, I did wish it was black, but with this bar up top, the entire thing is coated with a type of cushion. Now, what I will say is you need to wipe this down on a regular, since it's white and you don't want to accumulate air dirt. That will happen with sweat and wear and tear and things like that. The cuffs are not removable. It seems like they're either glued in or kind of like sewed in right here. So if you damage or tear them, just be aware that you're probably going to have to get a new headset as long as it's not too badly damaged. You can turn these. I do feel a little resistance, which is a good thing. So that means that when you turn them, they'll stay in the position that you want them in without actually switching back on their own. Cheaper headphones tend to just turn on their own, and you can just tell that the build quality is trash on a lot of other devices. Now, of course, you do have your option to pull this down and forth. I don't think this is metal. I don't know. It actually feels like a type of metal, to be honest with you. I'm going to go ahead and say that it is. Of course, anyone that had this, you might be able to tell, but it does feel like some type of either a super strong aluminum, but it's cold. Like it's cold to the touch. It does feel like metal. So I'm going to go ahead and say it probably is. The pieces right here. If it isn't, it's some type of material that certainly feels like metal. I do like that. And it just feels good. It feels like an overall good headset. Now, it doesn't feel like you have too much cushion up here, but because the entire thing is a cushion, I think it'll probably do a good job of sitting on your head for long periods of time without actually getting any type of fatigue. Now, what we have here at the bottom is the headphone jack, of course. You have this is the Google Assistant button. At first, I thought this was a mute button, but it's not. You have your plus, your minus for volume, and you have your physical power button, and then your micro USB right here. So if you hold the button, the plus button, it'll go to the next track. If you hold the minus button right here, it'll go ahead and go to the previous track. And of course, if you just tap it, naturally, it's going to actually make your volume go up and down. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to cut away to some actual audio like we talked about earlier in the video. And once that's done, then we'll hop into how to connect it through Bluetooth and how it sounds through there. So let's go ahead and just let me handle that part. Hey guys, so I wanted to do this audio recording for you. where you can actually hear how this headset sounds connected to a PC. Basically, I'm doing a recording just with the voice. You can actually hear the call quality, how good or how bad it is. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. And we're going to do a couple more samples. Of course, you know, I got to do my famous one where I actually play a game and see how well the sound blends in with the voice along with the actual music to the game. So you can see, you know, how clear it is. Because sometimes you want a microphone that's crystal clear, especially if you're streaming. The microphone is right here, so obviously if it's closer to my mouth, it's going to sound better. But most normal people are going to just leave it either on the chest, or you're going to have some type of clip where you can leave it somewhere when it's closer to your mouth. So let's go on and hop on to the next section of the audio clip. Okay, so I'm actually recording Resident Evil 3 right now. Just wanted to go ahead and do we change some of the options so you can still hear the audio somewhat. There we go, that should be enough. And to be honest, from the earlier recording, like I said, you can see how well this headset actually works to see if it determines if you actually like it in terms of quality of sound. Of course, when you actually record yourself talking on something, it's different from having a camera in front of you and an iPhone or some other device picking up the audio, because it's going to sound different. When you're actually talking through the headset itself, you can actually see whether the headset is actually clear, how well it actually works and meshes with other sounds. And, you know, quite frankly, I was actually surprised from the first recording where I said, you know what, I actually might use this for myself. Now, granted, I do have many microphones, of course. I have the Blue Yeti, I have a bunch of other microphones, and it's unnecessary for me to use the audio to a headset, but I still enjoy it. You know, it's always good to be able to see. Honestly, I forgot to play the game. I think it's on hard. I'm probably gonna die. Yeah, I'm probably gonna die. But anyway. Oh no. Anyway, the audio to me sounds pretty good. I actually think it does mesh well with the sounds. I actually forgot how to play this game. It's been a very long time since I played this game. But yeah, the audio does mesh well with the sounds, in my opinion. I haven't had any issues so far with this, where sometimes if you talk a little bit loud, or, you know, sometimes the headset, certain headsets break up and it doesn't do a very good job of picking up your voice. But again, if the microphone's this close, you can hear how loud and how accurate it actually sounds compared to it being down here. So what I would suggest for most people is just to have it clipped onto a shirt or something. But let's not forget that this does have the capability of being hooked up to a Bluetooth. So if you're one of those people that prefer using the Bluetooth setting, remember the battery life is 6 hours. It will connect to any of your devices as long as it's Bluetooth. If you have a PC that's Bluetooth, or a Bluetooth dongle, depending on how strong the connection is to that dongle, the game is going to work fine. Not the game, but the sound is going to work fine through the game. Just be aware that if you have multiple Bluetooth devices, sometimes they do disconnect depending on what it is. This particular headset did not disconnect from this computer when I did try it out, but I wanted to more so do it in corded mode, because realistically, most people are going to probably use this in corded mode, so they don't have to constantly charge it up after they're done, and they can just go on a run if you plan on using this for multiple purposes. So, with that being said, that's this section of the video. Let me go ahead and actually stop this video now. So, I think this is enough right here. Yeah, let me go ahead and stop this video so we can just kind of talk about the feel of the headset, and also, you know, basically, is it worth it, and how good does it actually sound on Bluetooth? We're going to mention that too in the next part of the video. So anyone that was interested, I got you. All right, so now that you guys actually heard the audio aspects of this headset, I actually really like the headset. To be honest, I could probably close the video off right now and let you know, yeah, it's definitely worth the $20. Like, this is 1,000% worth the $20. I was super surprised. I never heard of the company, but when I saw the box and I looked at the headset, I'm like, you know what? They did such a nice presentation. I know some companies do have like trashy products and a nice presentation, but I didn't have any expectations for this. Also, I forgot to mention that, I believe I said it in the video, but this does have a 6.5 hour battery life. So let me just go ahead and show you right here. 6.5 hours, takes 2 hours to charge. There's no type of fast charging or anything like that with this particular device. It does work with your Google Assistant and your Siri. I don't want to say that too loud because it'll pick up and kind of stop the recording for this video. I am recording with an iPhone 13, actually. You know what? I forgot. I'm not even sure if this is HD or in 4K. I think it's an HD 30 frames. I forgot to switch it over, but that's okay. Easier to convert anyway. Smaller file. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is power this on. I'm going to hold the button. All right, I held it. It actually put it in the blinking pair mode. So you hold it for a couple seconds. It'll go doo-doo-doo. It'll make that little noise for you. I heard it. I don't know if you guys could. Right here, you go to the settings. We're going to go ahead and go to Bluetooth. Turn that on. And let's see what this headset's actually called. Because the modes that I showed you guys on the PC, it was directly connected. So it does say CyLo Rush Audio. You're going to go ahead and tap that. If you're using a Samsung device or certain ones, it's going to ask you, do you want to connect through the pairing request? Some phones, when you tap it, it automatically connects. It really depends on the device you use. And of course, this is compatible with Apple. But for video purposes, we're using an Android. And, you know, my video camera is an iPhone 13, my personal phone. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this on, and I am going to play some music in the headset. So if you do hear something, that's okay, because it's actual music I personally own. I know how anal YouTube can be, or other YouTubers can be, if you use some of their content. So let me go ahead and just play something for you guys. Let's see, where was it? Files. Make sure there's nothing crazy in here. Audio. Music. Here we are. Let's see. What do I want to tap? Something that has some type of bass. So I have it on my head now. Just waiting for the beat to drop. So for this, it sounds really clean and really good. Nice bass. Say. I like it. I like the way it sounds. Let me turn the volume up, see how loud the bad boy can get. So this is the loudest it can get. Let me check the actual volume of the headset itself. Okay, I made a mistake. If you hold the plus button, what it'll do is it'll turn the volume up. If you hold the volume down, it'll make the volume go down. But if you tap the button, it'll change forward and backwards to whatever song you're listening to. So that was a mistake, but that's fine. Actually, hold on, let me actually try it. Yep, okay, so that's what it's doing. So let me go ahead and take this off. The bass sounds really, really good. Again, I already used these hooked up to a PC, so the sound was perfectly fine. I had no issues with being able to hear background steps and gunshots when I did. Well, I did Call of Duty also hooked up to these, but the sample that I gave, I believe, I forgot what the game was that fast. It was, wasn't State of Decay 2, it wasn't Elden Ring. Resident Evil 3, there we go, Resident Evil 3 Remake. So it does sound good. I do like the sound effects. Music, the bass is okay. Like it just doesn't have like super heavy bass or anything like that, but it's not bad. And with a particular equalizer on your phone, like for Android users, I'm a little ashy over here, that's fine. With Android users, I tend to use power amp normally whenever I use the Android phone, because of the equalizer and the heavy bass that I could change it to. And with Apple, you can just go to your settings, go to music, and you actually change the equalizer of your actual music player, for those that didn't know. So these headphones aren't bad, but even without it, the bass is perfectly fine. I like these. The only downside is that I wish that these had active noise cancellation. They don't. And I wish it had a longer battery life than 6.5 hours. Because for me, I mean, obviously you're not going to wear this for 6 hours straight. And in one sitting, if you're using it for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours at a time, you are going to want to charge it up so you don't have any interruptions if you decide to have a long listening session to like a podcast, or even to hop on a Zoom call. Like, it just had good audio. This is very, very surprising. Like CyLo, I'm going to look into their name brand, because I had no idea that they had products like this. And it just feels good. Like, outside of the cushion up here, which just still does feel fine. It doesn't even look cheap. Like, it looks like a headset that you will find at somewhere like at Best Buy, where they sell it, like I said, for $40, $50, $60. And it could do pretty well with other headsets. I mean, given the fact that this is probably an older product, realistically, because of the micro USB, it's not bad. And if they still make products up to date, I would say it's definitely it's a decent device to look into. So yes, definitely has my thumbs up to actually purchase this device. Now, the only issue I will say to newcomers and people that are unfamiliar with certain headphones is that I don't know how long this headset is going to last in terms of just longevity. I'm only talking about the current sound that it has now, the call quality, the volume. If you're talking to someone else, things like that, it's going to sound good. It's going to sound great, as a matter of fact. Is it better than a lot of higher end devices? No, not necessarily. But it's for the $20 if you see it in the store for the presentation, if you wanted it as a birthday gift for someone, if you wanted it as a gift for yourself just for audio, for recordings hooked up to a computer, it works great. Because I had the headphone jack splitter for the, what's it called? I should know this. I forget the name of it. But you know what? Every PC, at least, I can't speak for Mac, has a headphone jack where you have the headphone jack and then you have the one for the actual audio. I have a splitter cord that's pretty much universal. You can use for any 3.5 headphone jack. And when I use that for these type of headphones, which I'm thankful for that, it does a better job of being able to connect directly to a PC without me having to go to my settings and change anything. It automatically does it for me when it finds an audio headset. Love my computer. Most computers do that too, by the way. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised on how it sounded. Now, and don't judge the beginning of this video when you hear the audio, because the moment I put the mic to my mouth, you heard how clear it was. So the closer the audio is, it was super crisp, especially for $20. It was really good. I can't say anything about it. So yeah, if you see it, definitely purchase it. Forget where I get this wallpaper from, because sometimes people ask me. It's from Google. But that is about it. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, definitely get back at me. Let me know. And if there's a particular headset that's affordable, I'm trying to keep it affordable tech channel, that you guys are interested in seeing. Now that I'm making a little bit more money, I can go ahead and actually purchase those devices. In the beginning, I was like, listen, everything came out of my pocket. Still does, of course. I have no sponsors or anything like that. So tech is very expensive. And anything I buy ends up being Christmas gifts and birthday gifts for people in the future. So there's that too. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, be safe.